Caregiver stress is a very real thing. It's really why I wanted to start a support group, because I saw what it was doing to people. And I felt it in my own experience losing my father, even though my parents had plenty of help, just the emotional impact of losing someone to Alzheimer's. But for people who are hands-on caregivers, and I know that financially sometimes that is necessary, that they aren't able to hire outside help, at least not for a lot of the time. So you really have to understand that you're in this picture too. And you have to take care of yourself. I've likened it a lot of times to being on an airplane and they tell you about when the oxygen mask drops, and they tell you if you're with a child or with someone who can't take care of themselves to put your own mask on first and then take care of them. So you need to take care of yourself as a caregiver. You need to be your own caregiver in order to be a good caregiver to someone else. And if there are financial constraints in terms of getting someone into help, I think there are ways around that, or ways at least to give yourself some breathing room. A lot of times, if you look at an insurance policy for your loved one, if you really read the small print, there are allowances for a certain number of hours of outside care. Sometimes if there are a couple of different policies and you add those up, you get some relief, you get some hours of relief. A lot of times also, if you know someone else who has caregivers, maybe you can, get them on recruit them on their off hours, just for an hour or two, just maybe for bathing time or something like that, to give yourself some respite. And then what's important is when you do have that time, to really take that time for yourself. Don't leave the house and leave your loved one with someone and then go away and call them every 5 minutes to see how things are going. That's not giving yourself a break. You really need to give yourself a break. I think the tendency is a lot of times to think, well, I'm not important here. They're the person who is ill. Well, you didn't make them ill. Why, who said that you sacrificing yourself and your life is going to benefit the situation? It's not. It's actually going to hurt it. So you need to carve out that time for yourself. And if you are someone who, as I said, who financially has to be a hands-on caregiver, try to carve out a little bit of time each day for yourself, even if it's getting a friend or another family member to come in for an hour a day, 2 hours a day, so that you can go off by yourself and have your own time to go have lunch with someone. And that's the other thing. I think people sometimes feel guilty about going to a movie or going out to lunch with someone or having a nice time, because my loved one can't have a nice time, so why should I? Again, your sacrifice is not going to help anything. Understanding that you're worth taking care of too is going to be beneficial to everybody.